terrifying, but still so beautiful. I wouldn't want to get caught in it, though.
My calculations show that it is probably moving away from us.
I want to follow that ominous signal. I should get Core to do another scan. Core, locate the signal and calculate the distance.
Scan initiated. Signal detected. Calculating. Calculated distance, 9.4 kilometers. Possible deviation up to 21%.
So, about 10 kilometers, or about walking distance of 2 hours. In the summer, the shorts, with an ice cream. On a foreign planet with unknown dangers and terrain, wearing a spacesuit, though, might take a little bit longer.
Including these factors, I calculate a walking time between 9 and 11 hours with a high probability of death.
As long as we find something capable of sending a distress signal at the end, I even prefer some interesting trail over a yellow brick road. What is that? Cord, do you see that? Record.
Confirm. A pulsating light. Recording started.
What was it?
I could not detect any pattern and no repetition. It seemed to be completely random.
And it came from the same direction as the signal. Okay, I've got to go there. Core, will the sun be setting anytime soon?
In about 3 Earth hours. Compared to the Earth, days are slightly shorter here, however, so are the nights.
I see. We'll spend the night on the ship and set out tomorrow.
Information. There are about 3 to 4 days worth of sustenance readily available here for you, if you would like to wait for Mark.
I don't know if Mark is lying around somewhere all messed up, or if he's looking for help, or if he's the one sending out that signal. Even if I ration my supplies, they'll be gone at some point. And if there's still no sign of Mark by then, I'm going to have to leave here. Then I'd have to brave the dangers of an unknown planet with hardly any supplies left. No, I think it's best I leave when I feel like it, and not wait until I can't put it off any longer. We're leaving tomorrow morning.
Confirmed.
I should rest up before I go looking for the signal's origin tomorrow. I can feel the exhaustion in my bones. Okay, I think we're well prepared. There's a signal, so there has to be someone here. People, or creatures? There was a light. Or was it just lightning, or something natural?
There was a directional light that lasted 4.4 seconds. A bright light. I would calculate that the chances of it not being artificial lie at 9.14%.
Pretty slim odds then. What do you mean by directional?
There was a precise vector, but it changed as it shone.
Could it be a reflection of the sun?
The amount of blue light is too high. The sun as a source can be ruled out.
So it's of a technical origin. Might have been Mark, or maybe he saw it too, which means he'd probably be on his way there right now. I suppose.
If he was ejected from the TAC-92, then he would probably be able to see the smoke and come here. However, if that is the case, he would now be dead at a possibility of 94.1%.
Where would I be without your optimism? So, you think I should stay here?
This place offers shelter, and you can gather resources from the wreckage. It is also the first place any rescue teams would check while searching for you. Leaving this place would be illogical.
But what is logical is that I would starve here and that I'd never find out what happened to Mark. Maybe he needs help, and without him I can't send out an emergency signal. I'd just be wasting my precious time.
As a weak biological life form, you will naturally lose energy and gradually be able to move shorter and shorter distances, which greatly lowers your chances at survival.
You're a real ray of sunshine, Core.
Furthermore, the light signal might vanish and then you would no longer be able to make out its origin.
All the more reason not to stay here, Core. Then I can only hope Mark is still alive and won't leave me hanging. I'd rather risk it and take my fate into my own hands.
Understandable, considering you are an organic life form. However, in the event of an accident, you would be entirely helpless.
You almost sound like Tony, that old worrywart.
Tony?
Anthony, my husband, Anthony Carter.
According to my database, you are unmarried.
Your database only knows about that Melissa Luna on the ID card.
Database update. Tessa Carter is married to Anthony Carter.
Yes, he also works for the Intergalactic Mining Corporation as a biochemist. I can see him right now, drinking hot chocolate together with our son, Finn. Just a few weeks' journey away from here. Please add to your database that Finn is 4 years old. Wait, 5? No, 4. Finn is 4 years old. Anyway, if I want to see them again, I have to survive.
Database updated.
Excellent. I have to take a break. I can't keep my eyes open. You keep watch while I sleep, and wake me if anything happens.
Confirmed.
You wanted to tell me something?
Yes, Mr. Bishop. He offered me a promotion.
Hey, that's amazing! Congratulations, you really deserve it.
Thank you, Tony.
You hesitate. Despite the improvement, you're worried you won't have any thrills in the new job, right?
I understand. You went through a lot after the accident.
Yes. I'm lucky to have survived that day.
You must have been very afraid, all alone, on a foreign planet.
Well, yes. But I also felt excited. Free. It was a strange mix of emotions and... Wait. What about Mark? Have you found him?
Yes, we found him. He is alive and well.
Oh, what luck. So, that night I dreamed about the day I was at the beach with Tony, where I told him about being promoted. I don't know what I meant by that.
Let's stick to what you experienced. Please continue telling me what you remember. What happened the following day, when you left?
Good morning, Tessa.
Good morning, Core. How was the night?
No unusual incidents. My scanners detected that you had an uneasy sleep.
Slightly creepy, but correct. It's not great sleeping in a spacesuit. As if crashing wasn't bad enough for my poor bones. We should get going to find out more about the signal and the light. Then we'll see if there's a chance to escape. Or if I'll be turning into a fossil here.
Would you like me to read you some motivational quotes from my database? Even the longest journey begins...
For heaven's sake, don't. I've already got a headache. Maybe we can find something interesting out there. That makes me feel better. Crazy. A moldy swamp with spooky lights. Normally that would be something I should find scary or unpleasant, but right now I just feel happy. Plants mean life, water, and food. I shouldn't just drink the water or pick a fruit on the off chance it might be okay though. And Core, please let me know if there's any dangerous creature approaching from behind a bush.
I shall scan the number of teeth to assess the creature's danger level before it pounces on you.
That's very kind of you. That light flashed somewhere over there. Might be some native civilization. We might find intelligent life. How exciting!
You cannot tell what it is yet. It is too far away and the path leading you there might be dangerous. Yet my sensors read that your heart rate is increasing from excitement.
Stuff like this is why I'm here, Core. Discovering things, even if it is just natural resources. I just wish I could have explored without an emergency. Okay, Core, has the signal changed at all?
Negative. It is unchanged and still active at the same strength and same relative distance.
I can't see the light anymore. Oh well. Whatever it is, the signal might be useful. Maybe I can repurpose it. Can you fly ahead and scan the ground to tell me where I can walk?
Confirmed.
So far, so good.
You made it look quite easy.
Thanks. That wasn't my first climbing session. But as I thought, I won't be able to get back to the ship's wreckage.
It would be logical to not waste time and instead look ahead, as long as the signal is active.
Somehow I've got the feeling we're going to ask ourselves where ahead even is. I hope ahead doesn't mean through the undergrowth and straight into some animal's mouth.
My sensors would register any animal with Tessa-sized mouths.
How reassuring. No, I can't get back up. There's a swarm of insects here. They look like oversized mosquitoes, sucking on the plant and glowing. So they're the ones causing these strange lights in the swamp. Seems to be some form of bioluminescence.
These are the small life forms that I registered.
They're as big as rats. A large bubble that formed on the swamp water. A bit disgusting, really. A swarm of insects happily feasting on a plant. They look like blown-up mosquitoes and are glowing green and yellow. I think they're ignoring me.
The signal is coming from this direction.
Incredible how dirty, brackish, green, lentic, stinking water can give life to all sorts of creatures. But we humans are disgusted by it.
This disgust prevents you from drinking it and transporting all kinds of bacteria and parasites into your organism. Tessa.
Thanks for the reminder. An impressive flower. Long, strange fibers are hanging out of it. They're oily and sticky. Maybe to catch pollinators like a spider's web.
I will be careful.
I'll cut them off as far up as possible, but I'll leave most of them. I'm sure the plant needs them to survive. Long, thin, slightly oily fibers. I've already got some of them. I won't be getting any more. Wow, this plant is in bloom. Finally, a little bit of color on this hunk of rock. But the smell isn't exactly what I would call infatuating or appealing.
Neither would I. Then again, I have no smell receptors. In any case, this smell is not meant to attract us. We are strangers to this world.
Thanks for reminding me, Cor. I almost forgot. But from a scientific standpoint, I am interested why this one is in bloom while the others are not. Not that the answer would help me out.
The plant is in bloom and it's made these fibers soak with an oily liquid. The signal is coming from this direction.
These remind me more of corals than of plants. They're even moving slightly, but apart from that, they seem uninteresting.
Corals on Earth are more akin to animals than to plants.
Tony would have been delighted to try and find out what exactly these things are. They don't have any interesting properties that would make them useful. I'll just leave them be. There was nothing special on this side of the swamp. It all looked the same. And the path seems to be just back here. We have to use the signal as a guide.
This is a dense network of individual plant fibers that extend underground for many kilometers. They are all part of the same species and leave no room for others. The signal is coming from this direction. The signal is coming from this direction.
Unlike the others, these insects are glowing red. A few of them got scared, but they just sat down again. There was nothing special on this side of the swamp. It all looked the same. And we have to use the signal. This just keeps getting better. Wouldn't it be nice if life was easy?
Intergalactic Mining Corporation. No progress without obstacles.
Yeah, I know the propaganda.
Do you know the slogan's origin?
I may have mild amnesia, Cor, but I know that I always deliberately disregarded that information.
The IMC's legendary founder, Walter Knight, derived his worldview and ethics from the video games he so thoroughly enjoyed playing. If there are no obstacles or problems in your way, then you're going in the wrong direction, is what he always said. You should be on the lookout for obstacles. Hence, no progress without obstacles.
I thought some overpriced advertising company had come up with that slogan. But it's even worse. He came up with it while wasting his time on video games. Well, I guess he wanted to appear more down-to-earth, our Mr. Knight. And that's how people actually see him. Because they bombarded us with the slogan in every commercial.
My market research data shows a correlation between the slogan's frequent repetition and the IMC's customer ratings.
How nice for the IMC. Okay, obstacles. So that means we should be heading towards those mountains over there. They count as an obstacle, right?
Correct. The signal is still about 4.1 kilometers away.
And how are we going to get down there?
Unfortunately, I have no data on how to overcome real-world obstacles.
The roots here have grown to become a net-like mesh. A lake that this huge plant grew into. It almost extends right up to my cliff. Only about 20 or 30 meters deeper. A huge plant that broke through from above and grew into the lake.
There are insects sucking on it, glowing.
If it's growing upwards, it has to be somewhere on this plateau.
That is to be assumed. There are many here, but it is not clear which one it is.
I once spent a week on a planet with a similar view. Back then, I planned every expedition in a way that I could enjoy that view as much as possible. Now, I'd almost be happy to see the boring interior of a functioning spaceship instead, and without any surprises. But only almost. Huge crack in the rock wall. Looks like the plant broke through from above. If we find that rift, we might be...
Or we find the plant itself.
I'm sure I've already been close to this ledge. It's a part of this plateau I'm on after all. But even if I was right above it, it's still too much of a descent.
The signal is coming from this direction and is about 4.1 kilometers away. There is a 29-meter descent here with nowhere for us to climb down. The only way up appears to be this plant that has broken through the cliff over there.
Can you follow it?
The plants are too thick and their materials are too similar. My sensors cannot distinguish between the data.
I'd definitely reach the lake. The unscientific concept of a wishing well only works with something valuable, not trash and tools. A plant growing beyond the crater's edge. It's gonna be like a bridge soon, but it's too slippery to walk on even though it's got small indentations.
A visual analysis shows that your bridge comparison is mainly unjustified. I would register it thus: mossy, slippery, unclimbable, leafy plant. And likes it moist and shady. Fertilize once a month.
A small crater filled with blue-tinged, slightly strange-looking water. Is there something glinting at the bottom of the crater?
Confirmed. There is an object consisting of various metals and salts in the middle of the crater that is shimmering blue.
I won't be able to do anything with this. I won't be able to do anything with this. I have to combine something before I can weld. I can't combine or fix them. That might be useful. I might be able to grab the meteorite with this, but I can hardly see it from the edge and it's too far away. Core, couldn't you try?
I am a levitating, high-tech sphere, capable of solving the most complicated calculations in fractions of a second, and you want me to act like a common cargo robot?
You could have just said no.
Limbs are overrated.
No, I can't. No, I can't. I might be able to grab the meteorite with this, but this plant seems to be dead and dried up, even though there's water in this crater. Looks like all the other plants had the same fate. And there aren't any insects here either.
My sensors indicate that the roots of these plants have been damaged and the capillary vessels have been blocked by salt residue. The plant died of thirst.
I wonder if burning them would do anything.
What purpose would that have? They might not burn at all. That would be a waste. If they do burn, however, you might be faced with a bigger problem, even if we disregard the potentially toxic fumes.
It was just an idea. I think I was a bit of a pyromaniac as a kid. Completely dried up.
They will not help us.
I won't be able to do anything with this. I might be able to grab the meteorite with this. I can't combine or fix them. I have to combine something before. The only thing I can do with this welder is weld. No, I can't. I can't combine or. No, I can't get back up. A lake only about... A plant growing... It's gonna be like a bridge soon.
A visual analysis shows that your bridge I would register it the and likes it moist.
A plant growing beyond... It's gonna be like...
A visual I would register and like...
The indentations are pretty soft, and I don't have to make them any larger. That would just cause liquid to come out, making the plant more slippery. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I can push them in a bit, but they're still wiggling. The bolts are only a few centimeters deep inside the plant. They won't be able to carry me. Right. Now they're pretty stable. Careful.
Do you think this is a good idea? Does taking this risk bring you closer to your goal?
Chill out, Core. Unusual situations require unusual measures. And what I'm gonna find in this crater is going to be quite unusual.
According to my calculations, the outcome of climbing one of these plants is lethal in 9.4% of all cases. Statistics are no joke.
I hurled my butt through space inside of a hunk of metal with controlled ionic detonations. You really think I'm scared of a bit of free climbing? This plant is sturdy, and all that's beneath it is a puddle. And I have to climb it anyways to find a way out of this swamp, because otherwise we'd die. Sometimes you have to live dangerously, Core, or you might never live at all. Don't you have a curiosity algorithm? Or some humor routines? If we're really going to starve, dry up, or get eaten by aliens, I want to at least be able to laugh.
You want me to be funny?
Yes, exactly. Whoa. We'll practice. Okay then. Say something funny.
Calculating.
I'm waiting.
Joke confirmed. What did the sun say to the earth?
No, I don't want you to tell me a joke. Make fun of our situation. About the swamp, our location, about me, about yourself. Anything. I mean, you can tell me about dangers if you want, but just do it more interestingly, more excitingly, maybe even sarcastically.
I understand. So, should you fall from the plant, please scream as loudly as possible so Mark Bennett can find us. Because I can't catch you or perform first aid.
Good attempt at sarcasm, Core. Could have been worse. Let's see. All I have to do is not drop it. Got it. And now... Pretty heavy. But there it is. Now I've got them. The blue shimmering meteorite from the crater. It's probably what caused the water to be blue.
Highly likely, it is full of blue salt crystals that slowly dissolved in the water.
Damn, it's too slippery to attach the fibers. Let's see. They're burning well, but mostly they're producing lots of smoke. They won't do me much good here on the ground. This plant seems to be dead and dried up. Looks like all the other plants, and there aren't any.
My sensors indicate that the root.
Completely dried up.
They will not help us.
Completely dried.
They will not help us.
I hope all the trouble I went through with the meteorite was worth it.
What are you trying to do?
Unpleasant, but unavoidable.
Physical exertion to relieve stress?
That should have been worth it. Take a look. Yes! The lake is turning blue. It looks like it's working. The mosquitoes turned blue for a second. But they flew away. They don't seem to like the plant's juice anymore after we tampered with it.
Humankind is famous for this behavior. A function ecosystem that humanity does not fully comprehend is altered and permanently damaged, all out of pure self-interest. All the indigenous fauna can do is flee.
If I can escape this planet by giving the indigenous fauna a bellyache, then I'll gladly be the poster child for my species' wrongdoings.
I have seen worse specimens of your species.
The meteorite is inside the lake, coloring the water blue. The insects that sucked on the plant also started glowing blue. Until they flew off in disgust, that is. A swarm of insects. If this plant was connected to the large one on the ledge, they'd be glowing blue.
Biological logic dictates that they would have flown away to find another source of sustenance.
You're right. Anyway, they might be able to show us the way.
Right now they seem to be enjoying their food in peace.
The water in this pond is very shallow and has a different color. It's red-brown instead of yellow-green. We're getting uneasy, but are staying put. Maybe this smell is agitating them. Damn, it's too slippery to attach the fibers. A few of them got scared, but they... Yes! Oily fibers on a stick! Yes, that worked. Now all we need is a dark cave full of pressure plates that make arrows shoot out of the wall.
What a strange thing to wish for.
Yes, I can shoo them away with that. Next time, however, a little more purposefully. Here, these insects are glowing yellow-green. So they're not a different species, but can change their color. Must have been because of the water. If this plant was connected to the large one on the ledge, they'd be glowing blue.
Biological logic dictates that they would have flown away to find another source of sustenance.
You're right. Anyway, they might be able to show us the way.
Right now they seem to be enjoying their food in peace.
Okay, this time more deliberate. But in which direction? It's protruding from this red. The insect is also glowing red. They went blue for a second. Did you see that?
Affirmative.
Then that must mean that this is a limb of the plant that goes down the edge towards the bottom. Does that make sense?
Affirmative. Any other plant absorbing water that has been colored by this or any other meteorite should have withered by now.
Excellent. Let's follow it.
You won't reach these insects, Tessa.
Here's the tear. That should be interesting.
You could just jump. There's a 91% chance of you slipping and falling anyway.
I'd rather be deceived by your statistic. down. Ha! Piece of cake. Now all we have to do is stick to the signal's direction. The torch is burned out anyway.